Welcome to part 2, where I'll be taking the very first turn. So we should be in our starting village. Make sure to turn up the turn counter as recommended. So at the beginning of the game, everybody has 3 base movement. You can move 3 however you want, forwards, backwards, it doesn't matter. You can go up 1 elevation or down 1 elevation without any issues. You cannot go up 2 or down 2 or more in 1 movement. Can, however, go like this without any issues, assuming you have enough base movement. So, for the first turn, I will go to the Celestic Shrine. I will shuffle these back in because we didn't actually do them. I will donate a red, which I have already done so. Flip this, and we get an unexpected gift. Gain any 1, 2, or 3 apricorns. If there is more than 4 players seated, you pick another person to also get the effect. I will pick a black apricorn because they are currently the hardest to get at the beginning, and they're tier 3s. So that is one of my 3 movement. I will now head here to 3. Actually, I will go here into the Apricorn Reef because I can encounter a water Pokemon, which Turtwig has the advantage on. So that's all my movement. I will now click here. I'll go to the Pokedex, search, and I find 3 Pokemon. I have a Turtwig. So before you decide which one to battle, if you intend to catch any of them, which I will show, I have to craft some Pokeballs. So I will use up 2 reds to craft 2 Pokeballs, like so. And then you can use them during battle. I will teach you how to catch a Pokemon. For that, I'll have to pick the Tentacool because it is least likely to faint the Turtwig. So, in battle, you can choose to capture, defeat, or flee. And by fleeing, I mean you will faint. You will most likely not flee. If your Pokemon faints, then you lose. If you capture or defeat the opposing Pokemon, you will be considered the victor. So first, we determine turn order. Tentacool has an initiative of 6. That's a 6 next to the chevrons. Turtwig is 4. As 6 is higher, it will go first. Since I'm the challenger, I do begin with the initiative advantage, which is used for tie breaks. In this case, it will use a water pulse before I can do anything. Fortunately, Turtwig resists water. It rolls 3 dice because Water Pulse has a strength of 3, which is the number of dice you roll. Since one status symbol, which is a blank, was rolled, Turtwig is now confused. It rolled 2 damage, but due to type resistance, -2, Turtwig takes 0 damage from the Water Pulse. Now, I could try to catch the Tentacool, in which case I would declare that I am catching the Tentacool. I would switch to 3 a typeless dice, because a Pokeball throws 3, and then you would roll it. You have to roll at least 3 to catch, which I did. You can see weak Pokemon come to the capture chart here. Weak Pokemon have a capture rate of 3+, which means you have to roll 3 or more on your capture dice. A Pokeball is the weakest ball. It only rolls 3, but that is more than enough half the time to catch a Tentacool. You just do that here, drag it back to your party area, and you have won the battle. Upon capturing and therefore winning, you collect the apricorns that you were standing on, which is 1 of each tier 1, because it is a reef. And you also gain journey points, which are like experience. Since we captured a weak Pokemon, we get 1, which is the very leftmost row, or column. If we had defeated it, we would get 2 more for a total of 3. But instead, we just get 1 because we captured it instead. Now, if we go back into the battle, and Tentacool... Well, if Tentacool had defeated my Turtwig, which means my health is lowered to 0, and Tentacool has at least 1, then Turtwig would be defeated like such, it would faint, and then the wild Pokemon would flee. All wild Pokemon flee after fainting one of your Pokemon, even if you have others that could be sent into battle. The only Pokemon that do not flee are legendary Pokemon. They will attempt to take out your whole party, and swarm battles, which are here. All wild Pokemon will otherwise flee. So it's legendary, swarm battles, and alpha Pokemon, which are treated as legendary encounters. Heal back up because I didn't actually take any damage because of type effectiveness. So that is how you battle and catch a Pokemon. If you defeat a Pokemon, alright, let's take another turn. And now I will go here. 1, 2, 3. So let's go through this yellow spot, or this brown spot. So I went 1, 2, 3. I get 3 red apricorns. Make sure to toss this here as soon as you collect it into the discard pile. We'll search. You can face a Cherubi, Chimchar, or Happiny. Oh, sorry. Quite strong against me. I believe I will be quite destroyed. Perhaps I can defeat the Happiny. Okay, so go Tentacool. I go first because Happiny is probably the slowest Pokemon. Water Pulse. This is very good. It does 2 damage and inflicts confusion. Happiny will use Sweet Kiss, which is a 1 strength fairy move. Fairy is resisted by poison, I believe. All the types are listed here and how they relate to each other. This does no damage because it could not possibly do damage even if it landed a critical. I am, however, confused. So I will roll Water Pulse again, which causes me to take 3 confusion damage. Confusion. I did use Water Pulse last turn as it's my only move, so when I'm confused I take 3 immediately. However, this does 4 damage, which is luckily enough to defeat the Happiny. Now once I have defeated it, gain your rewards. As such, 3 journey points. 1, 2, 3. And gain the apricorns, 3 blues. And then you can flip the card over and see if you can learn the move. Its move is Sweet Kiss, a fairy type. Neither of my Pokemon can learn fairy, that they can only learn these 4 moves, types, elements, and as you can see, fairy is not one of them. So in that case, this is simply discarded. And then you would just end your turn. Battling always immediately ends your turn. And then play would pass to the next player. For the last part of this part 2, I will advance the clock a few times. Say we played it out. We don't have that many. And this represents what I did over the next several turns. These players probably got these. Machop, the Nesberg trainer, took these, so they're most likely gone. Canalave trainer got these. And we got hopefully most of these. As we power up, we get stronger, we pick up a lot of apricorns, which are these hidden spots. And then we go back to our starting village. We evolve our Pokemon. When you evolve, you fully heal. paid 4 journey points. Purple that number to evolve it. Let's see, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should probably evolve the tentacle, why not? Okay, and then let's say I did, before I went there, I would have bought a moderate. Say I had defeated the Bastiodon, or rather the Lickitung. That would be pretty easy. I had defeated a Lickitung. Could I learn its move? No. This is important because when you defeat a moderate Pokemon, if you're playing with the trainer cards, as you can see it says defeat or obtain, that means capture. If you evolve to a moderate, you do not unlock this. You must defeat or capture a moderate Pokemon. I defeated the Lickitung, and therefore I can unlock State 2, which gives me the surprise attack. I'll go over that in our Team Rocket battle. Tentacle. Yeah, we'll just heal this. Once per turn, you can heal out a village. Unevolve that. So once per turn, anytime you touch a village tile anywhere, you can fully heal your Pokemon for free, including before you battle the grunt. So to battle a grunt, you simply grab the grunt deck, bring it over. Reveal 2 random Pokemon, and those are the 2 grunts that you will be facing in your home village, a Murkrow and a Scorpy. I will send out Torterra, and another player should control the grunt and try their best to defeat you, to defeat all your Pokemon. The grunt will win ties, unlike with wild Pokemon, so beware. You do have to have a Pokemon remaining that can fight when both of their Pokemon faint. So, Murkrow. So Murkrow has the initiative advantage, it will go first. You do send in your Pokemon first since you are challenging the grunts. So I would have sent in Torterra. Murkrow goes first. It could use Wing Attack or Plan B. Now, what Plan B is a special move available to all Team Galactic Pokemon, from Grunts all the way to Cyrus, and that it is a typeless attack, which means it is not affected by type effectiveness. It always rolls 3 dice, and it will add 1 point to Galactic Retribution, which you keep track of using the damage dice. So for this, it will use a little Wing Attack, why not? Which does 3 plus 2 damage. Quite strong because of type advantage. That's Torterra's turn. As you can see, it's quite ineffective. Because of the dark flying typing, all of my moves are ineffective against it. Which means this weak Pokemon, Murkrow, is a weak. All grunt Pokemon have 2 more health than their base counterparts, but they are all considered weak Pokemon. So this strong Pokemon, due to type disadvantage and type advantage, could very well lose to Murkrow. This would do 3 minus 2 damage, which is only 1 damage. Now, the grunt would then use Plan B, just for this, just to demonstrate. So it would roll Plan B. It does only 1 damage, but 1 damage is added to Galactic Retribution. Torterra uses Bite again, but since I used Bite last time, a regular hit is added. So, let's see. Okay, this is a very good roll. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 2, which is 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Murkrow will attack with Wing Attack, I believe, to try and end the fight quickly. And that is definitely enough damage. That it would be 6 damage on the 4 health Torterra. So Torterra faints. Now, because of the Team Galactic Challenger mods, Murkrow can switch out for Scorpy, or if you choose, it can stay. Keep in mind, when staying, you will build up fatigue. Each time you use a move, each time you roll dice, you will roll up fatigue. When fatigue is at 5, you take 3 damage whenever you roll an attack. So this prevents stalemates and allows trapping moves to very quickly kill Pokemon due to fatigue. Due to this, I think the Murkrow would switch out for the Scorpy. And then we only have one remaining Pokemon left, so we'll send in Tentacool. Now, Tentacool is faster, but for the purposes of teaching, let's say that Scorpy had 6 initiative. Now we would be tied, but since I have this token, due to being the challenger, I could use it by flipping it over and clicking it to break the tie and go first. In this case, I can go first with Water Pulse. That did 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Scorpy will use Plan B because I think Bug Bite is ineffective due to Bug having many type. It's not a great attacking type. So this does 3 damage. 1, 2, 3, and adds another point. This, okay, so then we would attack again with Water Pulse. This does 1 damage. Very good. We'll use Bug Bite to demonstrate. This does 0 damage. And then, so in a real battle, you should use Plan B because you can't use a weak move for no reason. We'll do 2. We'll do another Bug Bite just to show how Tentacool can win. This does no damage. Tentacool does another Water Pulse, which is quite fatal because it did inflict Confuse. I believe it should have had Confuse last turn, but in any case, it is dead now. When a Team Galactic Pokemon faints, Galactic Retribution triggers, where 2 damage is stored, so you increment this by 2, from 2 to 4. And then it's fainted. You send in whatever remaining Pokemon you have. If there's more than one, you can choose. In this case, it's Murkrow. Tentacool cannot switch out because there are no other live Pokemon that can battle. Now, Murkrow goes first. Let's go with Plan B. Now, let's say this didn't kill, and it only did like that. Actually, for teaching, let's say it used Wing Attack instead. So, it rolled 2, which is not enough, but because of a Wing Attack, the next regular hit is removed. If I roll any. So, Tentacool now goes. This regular hit would be removed due to the effect of Wing Attack, and now this would only do 1 damage. Regardless of whether or not Murkrow lives, you can choose to activate Galactic Retribution at any time when you get attacked. In this case, if he uses it, this will do 4 damage to Tentacool. You can even use it even if Murkrow faints. If this would faint the Pokemon, in this case it definitely would, then the player loses because they're out of usable Pokemon. In this case, the Murkrow did not even die. The Grunt handily defeated your Torterra and Tentacool, so you definitely had to evolve to get a Tentacruel to defeat the Grunt. Some starters are better than others at defeating Grunts, and there is an element of RNG. So, let's say I did evolve this to a Tentacruel. This would have been enough to win, I believe. And then let's say just I won with a few health left, even after the Galactic Retribution. If you defeat your Grunt, your reward is the liberation of your village. Take the grunt token, flip it over, bring it to your area to remind you that you now have +2 movement speed. Everybody else must still defeat their grunts. You can't help them. But as soon as one grunt is defeated, you flip over the Act 2 card. Now you must battle the 3 commanders at the lake. Now that these are available for battle, this part of setup is fairly easy. Just grab the 15 cards here. Those are the 3 commanders. And then just spread them out. Make 3 decks for the 3 commanders. Mars. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one is Saturn, Jupiter. And place them near their respective lakes. Jupiter. And Mars. Yeah. When you defeat a Team Galactic commander, you get their respective heart shard, like such, and then you would unlock 1 Pokemon slot, so then you could catch and use a 4th Pokemon. The first commander you fight, you have to defeat 2 of their 5 Pokemon. So let's say I challenged, oops. Say you challenge Saturn. First, because I have no shards, I only have to defeat 1. Or sorry, I would have to defeat 2. It's highly recommended that you go in with 3 Pokemon. So since you are the challenger, you would have this. You would send in first, and then another player who's controlling Commander Saturn would pick one of the 5 Pokemon to respond with. Once you defeat it, well, assuming you defeat it, you then can choose to switch out or keep your Pokemon in if you can. And then the other player can pick any of the 4 remaining to try and defeat the rest of your party. I recommend picking Azelf, which is of course a legendary Pokemon. It's very strong. All 3 commanders have a legendary, one of the lake legendaries. You have to defeat only 2 of the 5 to be victorious, as long as you have a Pokemon remaining that can still fight. For the first one, you defeat 2, and then 3, and then 4. You can do them in any order. Please go in with a full party. Good luck, and now you know how to battle and proceed in the game. In part 3, I'll go over everything else.